some of the most suicidal, depressed people I've ever known in my life were the nicest ones. You can't survive being nice. Welcome to Rise, everybody. You're in the right place. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about how to survive in the world and how niceness is not a trait that ensures your best health, ensures your mental health, and the quality of your relationships. First off, it's very important to understand the difference between niceness and kindness. So we'll take a little bit of time exploring the differences between niceness and kindness. We're also going to look at how being overly nice can contribute to serious depression, numbness, isolation, and anxiety. So let's get started and hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel. So personally, I've realized when I'm working with someone and listening to their secrets, their pain, understanding what's going on psychologically, biochemically, and intrapersonally in their life as a psychiatrist, this is what I listen for. I hear in many people that they leave out a very important part of the equation in their life. They leave out themselves, and this occurs in a lot of people with major depression. They're so busy getting dinner together. They're so busy making sure that everybody else is taken care of. They're so busy and concerned with how they look and will appear to other people, as if we can mind read what other people are really going to think about us. But that's another point. But the thing is there's so much focus on giving and giving and giving and giving. And giving is important, but when one continually gives without learning what it's like to receive, or even realizing that the tank is empty, you're going to go into a deficit, all right? And the niceness, like the smile, the beautiful dinner, the really perfectly done parties, the perfectly done presentation is going to get a little bit thin. You're going to notice that your smile is kind of shallow. You're going to notice that your stomach hurts. You're going to notice that your head hurts. It's hard to get out of bed in the morning. It's hard to think straight. It's hard to concentrate. And you may even start feeling resentful. Like, what is it all about? Why do I have to do this for Fred? Fred doesn't care. Why am I so busy stressing out, making everything good for them? So that slowly happens. And then if we're not really emotionally astute and it's really hard to understand anger, we can turn that anger against ourselves and we say, well, I never do anything right. I'm just not good enough. I can't do anything right these days. I'm never going to learn. So instead of saying, oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel resentful, I'm starting to wonder, why am I doing X, Y, and Z? Why am I so busy taking care of everybody else? It's too hard to go there because we've forgotten about ourselves. Because we define ourselves through how other people see us. And that is so dangerous. And that is such a marker for severe depression. So it comes from learning how to be nice. Smile, be nice to this stranger down the street. Be nice to this teacher who isn't very nice to you. Be nice to this stranger who you don't know. I mean, it all comes from being nice. And being nice is this idea that if you make other people happy, or, you are pretty enough, or you give them enough food, or you give them enough kindness, or you give them enough respect, some resource of your own, if you give them enough, then they will protect you and they will be kind to you and you will survive. It comes from a really, really basic survival instinct. So being nice comes from a very primitive place where we're deeply dependent on other people for our survival. We're deeply dependent on other people for our self-definition. And if we continue to live in nice mode, depression, really dark depression, often suicidal depression occurs. Why is it so bad to be nice? Niceness comes from essentially denying your own introspection, what's going on inside, and really relying on the exterior. Everyone else will think I'm good. Everyone else will think that I'm wonderful. Everyone else will give me a gold star, all right? That is niceness. I look nice. I act nice. Other people think I'm nice. That is a dead-end street. It leads to depression, and it causes the kind of thinking where we numb to ourselves. What is the answer, everybody? How do we get along in the world? How do we survive? How do we be happy and authentic and genuine? Well, I'm going to teach you an anti-depression technique, an anti-depression secret, if you will, the answer to treating your depression. Are you ready? All right, I'm assuming you're getting good mental health care. You're seeing a professional. If you've needed medications, you've talked about it. If you needed TMS or other kinds of ketamine treatments, you've talked to a professional who cares and knows and understands you. And you need something more. What is the secret to a happy life and getting along in the world and it keeps you depression proof? The answer is kindness. Kindness, not niceness. Kindness involves an ability to understand what's going on inside of you at the moment, not denying it, and having a response that's based in raising the vibration, that's based in being truthful. It is energy consuming. I'm going to warn you. Being kind takes time, Being kind is a practice. It's a practice where we get to know ourselves. When that teacher handed me my paper that I worked really hard on and kind of smirked, it really broke my heart. Being aware of that feeling goes a long way when you go to talk to the teacher and you don't just say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't do the right job. I didn't do what you wanted." Versus, "Look, I put my heart and soul into this paper, Dr. Weisenberg. And I'm very curious why you handed this paper to me with that look of disgust. Can you tell me more? What were you feeling? What did you expect from me? And how can I make this better?" Now that's kind. That's kind to you. That's actually kind to the professor because they're going to understand your thought process and perhaps they're going to introspect and teach in a maybe more self-aware style. Maybe they'll give directions better. Maybe they'll contain their own emotional states a little better and it won't affect a student so badly. So what I'm saying, being kind, all right, when somebody comes and takes you out on a date and you like this person, it's kind of like an early time in the relationship. I can remember someone taking me out to this really fancy, expensive restaurant where it takes a long time to get a reservation. So I went along with it to be nice. To be nice. We spent so much money. To be nice, we sat in a very crowded, cramped, horrible place. To be nice, I ate food that I don't even really like. Did it help the relationship? No, I was not in a good mood and I was not truthful with this new person. The kind thing would have been to say, "I appreciate all the hard work you've put in to create a special moment, but it's just not going to work for me. And I think the right thing would be to work together to create a special moment." Now, that's not very nice, because this person spent a lot of time. But it's kind because it's going to help the relationship grow. It's going to help the other person get to know who I am. And we may together create something really beautiful. That is what kindness is. Kindness is telling someone that you don't appreciate their behavior, that it hurts your feelings, that it's destructive. All right. It's not easy to do that, but the kind part is that you're honoring your process and you're communicating to someone else what could be done, and potentially it'll bring you closer. Or you will not be in a situation that compromises your personal truth and well-being. Sometimes the kind thing is to leave. Have you ever thought about that? Like, you're just sitting there being nice, smiling at a company picnic, and you're just smiling, and you got a stomach ache, and you've got work to do at home, and you've got a headache, and there's so many things you need to do, but you're being nice. You don't want to let anyone down. What does that do in the long run? That makes you angry, resentful, and it prevents you from being your best self. So while it may be nice, everybody sees you there, it's not kind. It's not kind to you, and it's actually not kind to your hosts, because you're presenting a false self and you're not being authentic. In the long run, it pays to be kind. Not only does it help you to be a healthier individual, but it helps other people to understand who you are. And it helps because you're not generating a false self. Too many people in society walk around being really nice and assuming a false identity and losing touch with their emotions, their anger, their hate, their rage, their joy, their pain, their suffering. Life is complex, and it takes a certain amount of kindness to the self, to yourself, to sit down and take a pause and say, wait a minute, Priya, are you really into this? Wait a minute. I think you're feeling angry, and to actually, without judgment, sit and think, I'm actually angry at this person. That's why I've been avoiding them. I'm actually angry because their comments hurt my feelings very deeply. Now that's a painful moment, thinking that someone you care about has hurt your feelings, and it's easier to blip right over it. I don't know, maybe go shopping, maybe distract yourself with TV, but to sit and think, wow, my feelings are really hurt. I need to do something. Either I need to end this relationship, or I need to take some time to communicate with my friend what's going on. Oh, I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to feel so much more relief just by acknowledging what you're feeling. And then the next step is it important enough to communicate with this person what you're feeling so that you can make the relationship better? Sometimes you might need some help doing that, and that's okay too. So in conclusion, this is a really, really simple video, everyone. To be depression proof, be kind. Be kind to yourself. Learn who you are. Learn how to communicate to people you care about, to the world, who you are. You matter. You really matter. What you're feeling inside, whatever it is, it's important information and it matters. Some of it will be helpful to share, and that will be your journey to learn how you are in the world and how to be kind and to receive all the wonderful, amazing things in the world, and how to say no to things that don't work for you. Be kind. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.